Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas from Exolvate Games team and welcome to part 5 of creating skill tree system inspired by Gorka Games. In this part we are going to implement the automatically icons logic. So what I mean by that, the icons for our skills inside our skill tree are going to be chosen automatically for each of our skills. So we are going to do that with the help of this skill type. You know that each of our skills has this skill type. So some skill is protection, some skill is extra health, and etc. And from that we are going to read what is the skill type of a specified skill, and from that skill type we are going to choose an icon that we are going to basically set up on that skill. So yeah, I hope that you know what I mean by that, but if you don't, you will see later. And also, I'm going to explain everything so you can fully understand how it is going to work. So don't worry about that. And another thing that we are going to do, we are going to basically implement a text component for our skill tree widget where basically our skill points of our character are going to be shown. So by that, we are going to know how many skill points our character has left. So, and actually another additional thing that we are going to do right now is to fix a bug that we had in the previous part. So you saw in the previous part that actually our unlockability function is getting called even if we can't unlock that skill that we want. Yeah, that's bad because inside that function we are checking if we are checking for the skill type of that skill that we want to unlock, and actually we are triggering some logic depending on the skill type of that skill that we want to unlock. And for example, if we are unlocking a skill that has a skill type of a protection, we want to trigger some logic that for example will give us protection to our character, but yeah, we are still calling that function even if we can't unlock that skill, and that means that even if we can't unlock that skill, our character is going to get some protection. So that's bad and we need to fix that, and that's very easy actually. So that is something that I have said in the previous part that we are going to fix in this part. Because I didn't want to overwhelm you with the informations, but that's actually very easy. So we just need to move this unlockability calling function inside this code block where we are checking if the elements of the previous skills array has this boolean skill unlocked to true. So yeah, we are checking if the previous skills of the skill that we want to unlock are unlocked. So yeah, I have gave you explanation of this logic in the previous part, and if it's confusing you, please reach to us throughout our Discord server where we can help you about that. Okay, so now if we compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine, you will see that actually we are going to fix that bug. So yeah, let's test it out. Okay, so now here we are inside our Unreal Engine, and now if I begin the simulation, open my skill tree, you will see that actually nothing is going to happen because we have basically fixed that bug. So if I click for example on this skill that we can't unlock, nothing is going to appear. So what I'm showing here, you will see that actually we are printing a string inside our unlockability. So depending on the skill type of the skill that we want to unlock, we are printing a string, but print string is not going to appear because we have fixed that bug. So now if I try to unlock this skill and then this one, you will see that actually everything is going to work pretty fine. So I want to show you another bug that we are currently having inside our skill tree system. So let me begin the simulation. If I unlock all of these, so let me just unlock all of these skills, then unlock this one, then this one, you will see that actually if I try to unlock this skill right here, the previous skills are going to be this one and also this one, and in that situation all of those skills are unlocked. So that means that actually whenever we are doing this for loop, this check is going to be triggered, and we are actually doing that check 2 times. So because this previous skill length of this previous skills array in this situation is 2, and we are doing this check 2 times. If basically this boolean skill unlocked from the each element of this previous skills array is true, we are going to trigger this logic. So for the 2 elements that are unlocked in the previous skills, we are actually going to trigger this logic 2 times. And you will see that actually if I unlock this skill, you will see that we are going to have now -2 skill points. So that is something that we need to fix. So now let me again show you what I mean. I have unlocked this one and I have unlocked this one. So the logic is triggered once because we have one previous skill unlocked, and basically if I stop the simulation and start it again, unlock this one, then this one, this one, and this one, you will see that now we are going to trigger the logic inside that code block twice. So let me click, and you will see that the protection has appeared. The print string of a protection is displayed twice. So basically that's a bug that we are having. So sorry guys if I'm talking too much. I'm just trying to give you as much details as I can, and I'm just trying to explain it as much as I can. So sorry if I'm talking too much. I'm just trying to help you. So let's actually stop the simulation and close our Unreal Engine. So how we are going to fix that? We are going to inside our .header file of our skill class, we are going to declare another variable. So that will be actually a boolean, and we are going to call it be do once. So with the help of that boolean, we are going to trigger that logic just once, even if 2 elements of the previous skills array are actually unlocked. So we are going to trigger logic just once. So we need to declare this variable boolean be do once, and we need to initialize it to be true. Actually, if a boolean is initialized to true boolean, this bskill unlocked from each of our element from the previous skills array, we are going just to check if the boolean do once is true. So we are currently using the truth or false values, and if it's true, we are just going to initializing it to be false. So in this way we are going to trigger this logic once. So how we did that, and maybe this may confuse you, so I'm going to explain you what we have did here. So whenever we are starting our simulation, this boolean is going to be created actually as a variable. So we are initializing that variable to have a default value of a true. And whenever our check see that one of our elements from the previous skills skills array has this boolean skill unlocked initialized to true, we are actually going to check if our boolean that is initialized to true is true, and that is going to be true, and this logic is going to be triggered. So after that we are basically initializing that boolean to be false, and if you have noticed, we are not actually going to initialize our boolean do once to true, and actually this check is never going to be true again. So I hope that you have fully understand how we did it. So now the next thing that we need to do is just to test it out. So let's just launch our Unreal Engine. Okay, so here we are, and now let's test it out. So let's start the simulation. Let's open our skill tree system and let's unlock these 2 skills, and also these two, and now we have 14 skill points, and this skill point has a cost of 3 skill points. So after this we will have 11 skill points. Okay, so let's unlock it, and yeah, actually you will see that here we have 11 skill points, and that's a great sign. That's basically saying to us that we have fixed the bug that we had. Okay, so now the next step that we need to do, the next thing that we need to do is to add here the text block where will be information about the skill points that our character has. So let's close our Unreal Engine, and here in the skill tree dot header we need to declare a new variable. So let's copy this. Let's copy this declaration of the line 10 and let's paste it. So it will be a class of view text block. Okay, and I'm going to name it something like skill points info. Okay, so I think that that makes sense. That is a good name. So if you want, you can give it some other name. That's a new. And now let's again compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine, because now we need to adjust now the widget element inside our skill tree widget, and basically adjust it in an appropriate place. So yeah, that is the thing that now we need to do. So let's open our blueprints folder. Let's open our skill tree widget, and now if I try to compile, you will see that actually we are getting okay, not that we are getting the error when we try to compile our blueprint widget. So for the for the widget element, let's search for text block, and let's drag it here. So I'm going to name it skill points info, because that is a name that our variable has inside our code editor, and those two things needs to have the same name. Okay, so we are just going to here, or actually we can just leave it like this, because we are going to edit the text throughout the code editor. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but we are going to do everything with throughout the code editor. So yeah, I'm just going to adjust the place of these text blocks. So I think that this is a good place. Okay, so now let's compile and save our blueprint widget, and let's see. Okay, so now you will see that we have this text block. Okay, and now we can close our Unreal Engine, because we need to now throughout the code editor edit that text. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, we need to actually cast to our skill tree system character class from this skill tree class. Why is that? Because we need to get a skill points. Variable that we have declared here in the skill tree system character class. Okay, so where it is, I can find it. Okay, so there it is. This skill points variable, and from the skill tree we need to get a value of that skill points variable. And yeah, just put it inside the text. So inside the .header file of a skill tree class, I'm just going to type a skill tree system character. Okay, so it needs to be a pointer, and I'm going to name it something like player or character reference. So this red line is appearing. It is saying that undefined a skill tree system character is undefined. So let's just import that class by typing class a skill tree system character. So now we need to get this character reference and go to skilltree.cpp. So here in the native construct we need to initialize that pointer. So now that is something that you always need to do when you have a pointer. You need to initialize that pointer. Now, okay, so let's cast it. Let's type cast and less greater. So in between those less greater signs, we need to um, put the class that we are casting to, and on the end we just need a reference to that class. So how we are going to do that? We are going to do that in the same way that we have did here in the skill.cpp. So we are going to include the gameplay statics from the Kismet folder, from the Kismet library, and we are going to get a function that is called AU gameplay statics, and we are going to get a function that is called get player character. Okay, so we need to pass in two informations. The first one is a world context, and the second one is a player index. So yeah, I just wanted to see if there's any errors. Okay, so let's compile our code, and actually you will see that there is an errors. So I assume that the error is that we have didn't include the character class inside this .cpp file of our skill tree class. Okay, so let's do that and let's see if we have fixed the problem. So we need to type hash include, and then basically we need to include the character class. And now again let's compile our code and let's see if there's any errors. So yeah, actually we have fixed our error that we had, and now we need to do the same thing that we have did here in the .cpp file of our skill class. So we need to basically check if our cast has succeeded, and if it not succeeded, we are just going to return that class, to return that function actually. So now we have basically casted successfully to our character reference. Now in the .header file, or actually in the skill tree file class, we need to actually declare a new override function, and that will be basically an tick function. So that is a native tick function, or if you don't know what is that, that is a function that is calling something every frame. So yeah, in the every frame it is going to check what is a value of our skill points. So we here need to type virtual void, and that function is called native tick. Okay, and on the end we are just going to type override, and we need to pass in two parameters. So that will be those parameters, so my geometry and the delta time. If you are trying to basically declare a tick function, for example in this character class, you will just need delta time. But yeah, now let's just create a definition for our native tick function, and here we need to basically from the super get a native tick, and we need to get a native tick and just pass in this my geometry and in delta time. Okay, so now we are getting the default behavior of our native tick function that is going to be called in every frame. So yeah, that's great. So now how we are going to in every frame edit our text. So we are going to declare a variable where we are going to store the information about the the information about the value of our skill points, and yeah, we are going to format it along with some text, so it will be just like skill points, and then it will be a value of skill points. So yeah, we want to do this to get this kind of a text inside our skill tree widget. So how we are going to do that? Like I said, we need to declare a variable that is going to be a formatted text. So let's name it formatted text, and now let's initialize that variable. So from the f text we need to get format. We need to get a format function, and now we need from the f text get the from string function, and inside that we are just going to type skill points, or actually I'm going to type it with caps. I think that will be better. So now we need those brackets and 0 in between them, and now we need to type comma and pass in basically pass in the value that is going to be inside that is going to be right here. Okay, so from the f text we need to get now a function that is called as number, and what we are going to pass in, we are just going to, from the character reference, we are going to get the skill points, because like I said, we need to get a value from this skill points variable that is inside our character reference. So yeah, now we basically need to get this skill points info widget element, or just a variable component. Okay, and now here we need to set the text of that widget element. So okay, actually we are not getting any suggestions. Yeah, because in order to do that we need from the components folder. From the components folder we need to include the text block, and now we are going to get the suggestions for all the functions that are going along with this widget element. So now what we are going to pass in, we are just going to pass in this formatted text, and now finally we did everything that we had to do in order to get appropriate information about the skill points that our character has. So now let's compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine. Okay, so now I have imported the icons that we are going to use for the skills in our skill tree. Okay, so the one thing that we need to do, we need to select them all, then right click on them, and then we need to find this asset actions, and we need to click on this edit selection property matrix. So just click on one of those and Control A in order to select them all, and now we need to search for texture group, where your texture group of your icons will be probably world, but you need to choose an UI. So yeah, just choose the UI for the texture group for all of your icons, and you will see actually that our icons are going to have those transparent backgrounds. So now we need to basically close our Unreal Engine, and we need to go to our skill.header, where we need to declare another variable. So that variable will be basically an image where we are actually going to set up an icon for that specified skill. So now let's just let's copy this variable right here, and so let's just, or actually let's do that below this button. So let's paste it. That widget component will be a class of uImage, and we need to import that class. So I'm just going to type class and then uImage, but actually maybe in the future we're going to use the uImage class. So I'm just going to import that class right here. So okay, and now I'm just going to name it something like skill icon actually, and I think that's pretty good name. If you want, like I said, you can give it some other name, and now we need to compile our code and basically launch our Unreal Engine, because now we need to adjust the position of that widget component, or actually for that image. Okay, so here we are. Now let's just open our content drawer. Let's open our blueprints folder, and let's open our widget underscore skill. And now you will see actually that whenever we we try to compile our blueprint widget, you will see that we are getting errors like every time. So we need to search for image widget component, and we are going to basically drag it here. Okay, so that will be a child of our button. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are just for the padding we are going to set the 0, and now let me see. Okay, so I think that that's actually it. So okay, so I need to rename it to skill icon, and now let's compile and save. Let's see what we have did inside our widget. So now you will see that we are having those cubes inside our buttons. So we just need to increase a size of our widget component a little bit. Okay, so we're going to select desired on screen, and let me just try something. So where is actually a scale value? So I think that for the X I'm going to choose 2, and for the Y I'm going to choose 2 also. So now let's compile and save. Now let's see what we have did inside our skill tree, and yeah, basically this is something that we want, and now for each skill, for example for this skill, you will see that that skill has a skill type of a protection, and throughout the code we are going to automatically set up the icon for protection on that skill button. So yeah, actually you just need so what we have did last, we just have increased the scale value, X and Y scale value of that image component. So that is basically all that we need to do inside the engine, and that was actually pretty easy. So now let's just close our Unreal Engine, and the first thing that we need to do is to go to our skill.cpp, because we want to check for each skill. We want to check for skill type. So how we are going to do that? We are going to just get this switch on case thing, and we are going to actually we are going to do that above this binding of a binding. So just paste that switch on case. Okay, so what is with this break? So let me just get rid of those spaces. Okay, and now we need to delete those we need to basically get rid of those print strings. So in the native construct, whenever we begin the simulation, our icons are going to be constructed whenever after the starting simulation, whenever we open our skill tree. Okay, so yeah, now we need to actually get this skill icon, and we need to paste that skill icon. So we need to basically here type skill icon equals, and now we need to load the object that is going to be actually a U texture 2D. So that is basically a type of our basically a type of our icons. So now let's just type here null pointer, and now the next thing that we need to pass in will be just a path to our icons inside the editor. So why is this actually okay? So I have actually did a mistake, and sorry about that. We actually don't need to initialize our skill icon because that is a component. So sorry about that. That is actually a component, widget component that we have adjusted inside our editor. We actually need to declare another variable where we are going to store an icon, and later for that image, for this skill icon, we need to set the specified icon depending on the skill type. So here below this declaration of a character reference, we need to type U texture 2D, and that is actually going to be a pointer, and we are just going to name it icon. Okay, so Now we need to initialize that icon variable because that is a pointer and we need to do that. Okay, and like I said, in this empty place we are going to just pass in the path to our icons. So yeah, now the next thing that we need to do actually, so we are just going to pass in path later when we launch our Unreal Engine. Now we need to check if that icon is valid or not. So we are checking if we have loaded the object from that specified path, and if we have succeeded, we are just going to get this icon, skill icon actually. Okay, so skill icon, and we are just going to get the function, but we cannot get a function because the pointer reference to incomplete type image is not allowed. Basically, we need to hash include from the components folder, the image component. And now we are going to get suggestions for all the functions that are going along with this skill icon widget component. So we need to search for a function that is called set brush from. Okay, so why I'm not getting any suggestions. So set brush from texture. So where it is? Okay, so there it is, and now we are just going to pass in this icon. Okay, so we are checking if that's valid, and if that is, we are just going for this protection icon. We are going to get an icon, protection icon from a specified path, and we are just going to, for our skill icon, set brush from the texture. Okay, so not from material or anything else, but from texture, because we are using basically utexture 2D icon. Okay, so now we need to do that for extra health, extra stamina, and the double jump. So let's just copy and paste that. Okay, so copy and paste that, and now the very last thing that we need to do, we just need to pass in the paths to our icons. Okay, so for protection there will be separate path, for this extra health also, and etc. So let's compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine in order to do that. So now here we are inside our Unreal Engine. Now we need to open our content drawer, and you may be asking how we are going to get the paths to our icons. So we have imported that icons inside the skill type icons folder, and the first one is basically shield, or actually I'm going to name it protection. Protection. This is a stamina. This is for double jump, and this is for extra health, so I'm just going to name it health. And now how we are going to get the path to our protection icon. So we just need to right click on it and copy this file path. So now we can close our Unreal Engine and paste that path inside here, but we actually need to do some changes. So we are going to delete all of these. So let me just see. Skill tree icons, content. So we need to delete all of this. Also, we need to delete the content folder, and we here need to basically type /game/ and then the path to our icon. So also we need to delete this .u asset on the end, and to just type protection.protection. So that will be it, and that is the way that we are going to get appropriate path to our icons. So now let's just copy and paste that path to all the other switch cases. Okay, but here for the extra health, I'm going to search for extra health dot health. So health. Actually, for the extra stamina, I'm going to search for stamina stamina, and actually this depends on the name of your icons. So yeah, here the name of your icon the name of your icon, and you're going to find that icon, and on the end we are just going to here type, or I'm going to type jumping, because like I said, maybe in your situation the names of your icons can be named differently. So now let's compile our code and let's launch our Unreal Engine in order to test it out. Okay guys, so now I hope finally that our icons will be attached to each skill of our skill tree. So yeah, now let's test it out. So if I open my skill tree, you will see that actually we are attaching the icons, and you see that this skill is having a shield icon, so that means that from this skill we are getting the protection ability, and now you see that I can unlock it and it will be just protection, but I want to show you why it is going to be automatically. Okay, so let me just open my blueprints folder. Let's open this blueprint widget underscore skill tree, and so let's click on this skill. Let's on the right side in the details panel, let's search for skill type, and you will see that actually if I change it to the extra health, also our icon is going to be changed. So yeah, so we have succeeded with that. You see that the icon has changed. So in that way, basically that process is much easier. So you don't need to adjust the icons on your own. You just need to change. A skill type of your skill. So yeah, that's a great thing, and that is some kind of automatization of our skill icons. So basically, we have did all the work that we had for this part. We have did great work for this part, and I just want to tell you guys that if anything isn't clear, feel free to reach to us throughout our Discord server, or basically write a comment down below, and our team is going to help you. So like I said, that will be it. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and see you in the next part.